morning. Let me turn on some lights here. Hey. What's up, big guy? So, I've been meaning to make this vlog for a minute about the truth of full-time RVing in Las Vegas. And I wanted to wait till we were really settled in. As you can see, this is the kitchen area where I just threw down some breakfast. Wine steak. So, what's the truth? You know, when you watch all these RV videos of people full-time RVing, they got like a much bigger unit than this. I get it. Maybe they wanted to spend $100 grand. For me, if you're gonna spend that much money, you might as well buy a house already, and just have this as like a camper. But if you're full-timing and you're looking to save money and you're not gonna buy a house right away, you can get something like this for about 50 grand. Let me just give you a quick look. So when you come in here, what I'm doing is pumping out the fragrance of breakfast right here. Your kitchen area. This is where I keep my keys and stuff like that. This is my room. In the desert, you can kind of hang a towel anywhere and it'll dry. That's a second AC unit I had to get because they don't tell you this when you buy the RV, but that little roof unit thing don't do squat. And these micro vents, maybe they're rated for communities that are 85, 90 degrees, but once you start breaking at 100, 110, let's say even above 107, that unit doesn't cut it. You got to get a backup one. And so we were all huddled up in my room. As you can see, my wife has to find creative solutions for all her clothes, because this is the closet. Check this out. Yeah, ladies. My closet. I have my towel drying here. Boom. We don't spend much time in here. We just pretty much sleep in here. In fact, if that TV comes on, I guarantee you I'm gonna go to sleep. You're like, what's all the maps? Well, everywhere we went, I just picked up a map. Right now I'm streaming the kids' videos. This can double into a bed if you're really drunk and need to fall asleep. This is where we eat. More maps. Some photos of us. Oh yeah, I keep stickers of all the parks we've been. Grand Canyon, Walnut, Red Rocks right up the road, it doesn't count. The Narrows at Zion, Cedar Breaks, Zion, the other side, Colab Canyon, and the Hoover Dam's down the road. The bathroom. This thing's got a good heater in the winter. You can actually run the heater off a 12-volt battery and propane. And the fridge runs off propane too, which helps save money, believe it or not, on your electricity bill. I mounted that toilet paper holder before you had to hold it in your hand. And we figured out some solutions for our toothbrushes and all that, besides just packing everything in here. I covered up the vents so the sunlight doesn't fry in here, because behind here is the vent, right? Oh! And I mean, it's hot, man. It doesn't help. All right, in the kids' room, they're obviously zonked. 3 kids managed to make it work. Look at this. And look, another AC unit, because it's so darn hot. They need their own unit too. So when you run 3 units, electricity bill at peak month was like 200 bones. There's our pantry, you wanna see? Wow. Wow. I'll give you a run of the outside. Wow, look. behind the scenes. Okay. I put this awning up to kind of help block the sun from coming in the windows in the morning, because as you can see, I had to port an AC vent out, and we have to cover up all our windows, including down here. Check this out. Shoe storage. This is under my bed, but I had to cover up with insulation boards all down here because in the summer, this is a little oven that is under your bed, and it would cook you alive. Even throughout the night, it would hold like 100-degree temps. You like keep food warm, like a bread oven. So that helps in the winter too. Bike storage. And when you live in an RV resort, this is all the space you're afforded. Your little parking space. Technically, I'm in my neighbor's space right now, but I don't have one. I used to be in this space. They kicked me out and put me in this one. And the people who booked this one were only here for like 2 weeks. No joke. I keep the toilet brush out here because that's where it belongs. That's the gas line for my barbecue. Let me show you. Ta-da! This is where I get my grill on. This fridge I wrapped with insulation so it doesn't get hot. It's the overheating. I'm not using it right now. It's my little garden hose. You can spray your hands down and stuff like that. I hit my head on this thing a bunch of times. Can't even tell you how many times. And everybody owns a dog. Everybody except me. Speakers for if you want to kick back out here. You got like a little cable outlet and power outlet. Another speaker. This is the back of that fridge, and this is how you flush your toilet with fresh water. The tank, pump it through here and flushes the tank. Well, let's go the back way. I used to have that window covered. That's like the top bunk. This bike sucks. I need to go return that to my nephew because that tire is going to cost a fortune to fix. That's the wire to my TV antenna. Because the outlet in the bedroom, the kids' bunk room, only has a TV antenna. That is pesticide, which you need because there's ants all over this place. So I have to spray. I better go check again. They're climbing into my house. I had that window covered too, as you can see from the foil. This is the satellite feed, digital satellite service or signal, DSS, comes in from the park. It's like, I want to say like 50 channels from DirecTV. This is the antenna on the roof. Outdoor shower. This is your power outlet, 30 amp, which comes from the park, and that's your fresh water. So I use the blue hose for fresh water. And that's where all the fun stuff comes out. You're gonna deal with that on the daily. If you leave the valves open, it stinks in the house. If you close the valves, you gotta flush the tanks every day, sometimes twice a day. Now, this is the worst part about full-time RVing in Las Vegas. That. As soon as June hits, you need to do this. Not on the inside, we tried it. That don't work. It has to go on the outside of every window. Even the one that has an AC unit, we used to cover that thing just so it wouldn't overheat. And this is just to keep the sun out. So all those guys, you know, Miles, I love him, man. Matt's RV reviews, all of them, bro. They all show you, oh, look at his RVs and all the beautiful windows. If you full-time RV in the desert, and I'm talking Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, California, you hate windows. Windows suck. Right now, my wife's flushing the tank. That's the window to my bedroom. I just took the foil off this one, the reflector off this one. I'm gonna take that one off probably the ending of this week. That's where it gets hottest, in the slide. They try to insulate the roof as much as they can. It doesn't do a very good job. It just gets hot as hell in there. The shade to cover the slide sometimes can run up to $300, and they have a shade that goes over the roof, kind of cover the air conditioner. That's like $1,000. I obviously haven't gotten it. This is the other pass-through storage. They say, ooh, love pass-through storage. No, it's an oven. As you can see, I put a cooler here to help insulate against the death rays of the sun. And then there's my boards, all wrapped and insulated. This is the insulation I took off the windows. Now that fall is coming, we're finally moving to a nicer spot in the park. Because as you can see, we're here at the end of the park, at the very back wall. And a leasing office, and the pool is way down there. That building there is bathrooms and a laundry room. That's the laundry room I'm pointing at right there. And then next to it, see if we can get a view here, is the bathroom. See? Not bad.
Can I make a big fucking hot?
Yeah, go ahead. Before it gets hot, it's like 20 minutes. It's still like in the upper 90s this week, but at least we're not in the hundreds. This is my propane here. This thing, let me tell you how important propane is. You need propane to power the fridge, to cook food on your stove, to heat your hot water. You need propane to, what else? Oh, run the heater for your house. Your house is a heater. So if you run out of propane, you can't cook unless you use the microwave. You can't run the hot water, so it's cold showers. It's not a good time. Well, that's the truth about full-time RVing in Las Vegas. The heat is your biggest enemy in the summer. I can see why a lot of people take off in the summer. They go to the mountains. Me, because I work and I live here, I can't do that commute. To me, an hour-long commute is just crazy, especially with a V8 truck. But you will be running your air conditioners, like at least 3. You need 1 for every 10 feet. So if you're running, this is 33 feet, we needed 3, and we're barely like catching up with the heat. All in expenses, I would say $1,100 to $1,200 for rent and utilities. Maybe $1,250 in a really expensive month, and I pay $450 a month for this bad boy. So $1,600, $1,700, still significantly less than a house. Now, if you start buying RVs that are like $100 grand, 150, 200 grand, well, now you got a mortgage. Yeah, then you're paying what, $1,100, $1,200 a month for your RV and $1,200 a month to live here. That's $2,400 a month. Why aren't you in a house? And especially if you're paying that much, you better be living the life, like getting on the road and actually seeing the country. Because if not, you're paying a mortgage price to live in a fraction of the space. For us, we haven't had the zeal to go on the road, because if anybody bangs this thing, we're out of a house. If we had a house and we just ran this like a recreational vehicle, like it's supposed to be used, I'm sure we would take it everywhere. You know, I have insurance on it. But right now I don't have the headache for the hassle and the deductible, just in case some idiot doesn't know how to drive, or that idiot happens to be me. Another thing, when you buy something like this, see, I'm from Hawaii. I never even walked into one until I moved out to Las Vegas and went to the dealership. They just gave me the keys and sent me on my way, like, and I never told anything in my life. So if you're not comfortable towing anything and you think that they're gonna give you like a training course, they'll walk you around and show you the unit you're financing. But once you hit the road, it's all you, bro. So that was another thing I wasn't ready for. And maybe that's why I haven't hit the road with it. But I think soon, because November's coming, F1's gonna be in town, and everybody in this park is already booked up. So we had to either put this in storage or go boondocking. And I'm kind of considering boondocking just to see what it's like. All I gotta do is buy a generator, throw it in the back of the truck, and then we can hit any park, at least for like 3 days with this family size. With me doing the tanks, we'd have to probably do paper plates. Because the washing dishes thing, if we barbecued and did paper plates, we could probably survive 4 to 5 days boondocking. You could throw the generator in the back of the truck, power the RV when you need air conditioning, but when the winter comes, you don't even need to run the air conditioning. Only thing you need to power is the TVs, and we're out in the forest. I don't know, read a book. So maybe we'll consider that this winter. All right, man, if you haven't done it, please subscribe. But that's the truth about RVing full-time in Las Vegas. Shootz.